What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, man. Ralphdatrader here, back with another video. Taking a little scroll here in my little neighborhood, but as you guys can see from the title of this video, yes, I blew my trading account. Okay, yes, I blew my trading account. It happens. Okay, so if you don't know, right now what I'm doing is I'm doing a small account challenge on the future side. Okay, I'm doing a small account challenge, starting with about $150. Okay, and I'm just looking to grow it. Okay, that's what all I'm doing. I'm just looking to grow it, and unfortunately this week I blew it. Okay, I blew it, and the reason why I blew it is because, all right, I had got a little bit too emotional. All right, I had got a little bit too emotional. It happens. Okay, but it started off good. Okay, started off good. So on Monday, right, I took 2 trades on Monday and took an entry on the NASDAQ, right? Took an entry on the NASDAQ, and I was a little impatient on the first entry. Okay, the first entry would have been great. It would have hit my 100 points, all right? But I was a little bit too impatient, and you know, as it started pulling back and it got to about like around about like 20 some dollars, I wound up closing the trade out. Now mind you, my stop loss is 25 points on the NASDAQ, and I got a little too impatient and closed it out. Okay, took a $23 loss, but I re-entered, all right, because my setup was there. I was just impatient on the first trade, so the setup was there. Took a second entry, all right, second entry, you know, it prevailed. It wind up going up, but because I'm at work day trading, guys, so I tend to move my stop loss into profit because I'm also day trading and working at the same time. But that is something that I'm going to be working on. It's either going to be stop loss or TP, so I'm just going to have to let it play out. Okay, I know my setup and I trust it, and I'm just going to have to let it play out. So I wound up making about $92 on the day. Now, as we get into Tuesday, right? Tuesday happens. The NASDAQ did close and breakout, giving me my daily signal. And, you know, I was waiting on the setup, okay? Waiting on the setup. And when the market opened, I seen that it had made a 1, 2, 3, because Tuesday typically expands the range. So the market is in a uptrend, okay? So it came down with a nice 1, 2, 3. And then if you look at the NASDAQ on the 5-minute time frame, it had a big bullish candle, okay? Now my goal was to take an entry at the break of that previous candle, all right? So that last bearish candle, I was going to get in once it broke that wick of that previous candle. But I was busy at work, all right? So I was filling up a 55-gallon drum of oil, and I did not want that thing to overflow because cleaning up some oil is really difficult, okay? So I wind up missing that entry on that trade, all right? And what happened, good morning. So what happened was I waited for that candle to close above the 20 EMA, which is the money line, all right? So once that candle closed, I took an entry, but it moved so quick I wasn't able to get in at the CP level. So I was able to get in before 00, and I didn't let it play out. Okay, I didn't let it play out, and it went up about 50 bucks, and so I moved my stop loss into profit, and it wind up stopping me out. Okay, it wind up stopping me out, and I just didn't let it play out. I should have just left it alone, because it's either going to be stop loss or TP. Okay, it's either going to be stop loss or TP. Trust your setup, and I know my setup. I knew it was going to the previous day's high, but like I said, I missed that first entry, but I wind up getting in, and I could have made at least over 100 bucks if I'd have let the trade play out. So I wind up getting stopped out. Took a second entry, okay? Took a second entry around that same area, and once again, it went up about $50, okay? And again, it's just I didn't allow it to play out. All right, I moved stops into profit too early, guys, and I didn't allow it to play out, man, and it wind up stopping me out again. Now, I knew it was going to be a nail and bell because it had not reached the previous day's high yet. So I was targeting just the previous day's high, which was going to net me about around almost 75 to 80 points, which is good on a small account. That's still over $100 on the day. Okay, so I wind up getting stopped out again, and I just let emotions take over, man. Emotions took over, and I was that chief mouse clicker, man. I was the chief mouse clicker that day, you guys. I took like 11 trades. Now, that is not something you want to do on a small account, is to take 11 trades. That is ridiculous. Okay, so the $92 that I made on Monday, okay, the $92 that I made on Monday, I wind up losing all of that profit by being a chief mouse clicker. Okay, not allowing my trades to play out. Okay, not allowing my trades to play out, and I became that chief mouse clicker and wind up losing the $92 that I had made. Okay, because on Monday, like I said, I took 2 trades and I lost $23. Okay, so that had brought me down to like $125, and then I made, $115. All right, I had made $115, but minus the $23, it came out to about like $92. So that had put the account at about like 240 some bucks, and then I lost the $92. So now I'm back at $125. Okay, and here comes Wednesday. Okay, so I'm still good because I still have at least $125 in the account. All right, so I'm still able to trade the NASDAQ, because trading futures, guys, all right, trading futures, you need at least $50 in there to cover for margin. Okay, you need at least $50 to cover for margin. So I was still good. I was still able to trade the NASDAQ. All right, so Wednesday comes around. All right, I'm busy at work. Once again, I see a trade set up and take a trade, man. And I know I don't have too much room for error. Okay, and that's why I messed up at, because I took a trade and it just didn't play out. All right, it just didn't play out, but I allowed my emotions to get the best of me on that Wednesday, and I blew it. Okay, I blew the account. It is what it is. All right, I blew the account, but like I say, I know the reason why I blew the accounts. Okay, I know the reason why I blew the account, and that was it. So I wind up letting the account go down. And the crazy thing about it though is, like, once again, didn't allow the trade to play out, because I know I took a trade on the NASDAQ and I closed it out early because I didn't want to lose too much on Wednesday. And then I took a trade on the Dow, because once the account gets up under $100, you can no longer trade the micro NASDAQ. Okay, you can no longer trade the micro NASDAQ. You need at least $100 in the account, but you're still able to trade like gold or US 30. But I don't want to trade gold because they've increased the margins, so I'm not looking to trade gold. So that would just, it would immediately have to go into profit, or it would be gone, because you need to at least still have at least $50 in the account to cover from the margin. So I took a trade on the US 30, and the trade actually went my way, but because I only had about like $80 left in the account and I didn't want to lose too much, I closed the trade out. But that trade set up, I took that short trade on US 30, and it went my way. But because I didn't have a lot more money in the account, I closed it out because I didn't want to lose too much. So I would have made everything back from what I had lost, but I wound up closing it out, and that was the end of the account. All right, the account was down to like $60, because like I just told you guys, you need to have at least $50 in there. So I didn't want to let it go below $50, because if it goes under $50, they taking everything out your account. It's not like on the Forex side. All right, so they're gonna wipe everything. You're gonna be at a zero balance. All right, so I didn't want to do that, and so I wound up blowing the account. But like I say, it was because of allowing my emotions to take over. That is the reason why I lost my account. Okay, that's the reason why I blew the account, because I allowed my emotions to take over. But it is what it is, you guys. I replenished my account and I finished the week out strong, actually making back everything that I did lose. Okay, so I finished this week out strong, took the trades that I needed to trade, and it's 1 to 2 trades. Okay, 1 to 2 trades. But like I said, that Tuesday, taking 11 trades, was ridiculous, guys. That is ridiculous on my part. Okay, that is really ridiculous on my part, but it happens. Okay, it happens, and we just have to live with it. Okay, you got to just live with it, move on. Okay, that junk happened on Tuesday, you know what I mean? I'm good. Okay, it happened, it's over with. So like I said, I closed the week out green, made a I actually did really well at the end of this week. Made some really nice profits. All right, and that was it, guys. So I just wanted to run this by you guys and let you guys know that yes, I blew my account. Ralphdatrader blew his account, and a lot of people don't like to share these type of things, but you know what I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. All right, that's me. I'm gonna keep it 100 because I don't care. You know what I mean? This is what happens in the trading business. And like I say, for me, someone that's trading and working a 9 to 5, I'm multitasking. All right, so I'm multitasking doing this, but I'm here to let you guys know that it can be done. Okay, it can be done. You do not need a lot of money in your trading account. Okay, you do not need a lot of money in your trading account, and I'm showing you guys, and I'm letting you guys know that you don't need a lot. Okay, but that's all I got for this video, guys. Just to let you guys know that yes, I did blow my trading account, but I got back on track this same week, and everything is Gucci. Okay, it's all good. All right, but that's all I got, man. Like always, work hard, stay disciplined, and be patient. All right, if I tell you guys this, but I need to stay disciplined and be patient, man. All right, but like always, man, peace and love. You guys have a good one, and be the reason someone smiles today. All right, be the reason someone smiles today. I'm out.